Okay, so I jumped on here because this needed to be said. This needed to be shared, whatever, right? Energy. We've created a material world, right? We've created a world with buildings, with structure, with what we can see. Yet we've forgotten that it's all based on us. We, as our technology, we are the minds of this creation over time. We are the ones who hold this energy. Now, if you look at the world, you look at certain areas, certain places, right? Whether you're looking at people with millions and millions of dollars, or whether you're looking at people that are living in poverty, that don't have millions of dollars, or just, have a different mindset. So we can look at it as a certain mindset, we can look at it as a certain energy, we can look at it in multiple different ways. But what I'm going to look at it in today is mindset and energy. So certain mindsets, right? Certain people want to become successful. They have a agenda to become successful in a certain way, whether to use that success for their own good, to do, evil, bad, whatever, right? And remember, we've created these words. We've created evil. We've created bad. We created the definition behind these words over time. So you got to look at that. Don't look at, it's like energy, right? Energy is just energy. It's flowing through us. It's all around us. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And then again, depending on who you are and what you believe in, you may be able to see it. You may be able to understand it. Obviously, for me sharing this message, I understand certain things the way I understand certain things. And so energy is not only perceived, it can be perceived as evil, or it could be perceived as holy. And some people use that energy for more evilistic ways, right? That doesn't mean it's evil. It's that individual that uses that power, that energy. And that's, I believe, where we get confused, where we get so off course, because over time, over the centuries, over generation after generation, we've been taught these certain things, these certain ways, because we've perceived certain stuff. And we've been trying to figure it out, trying to learn what it is. And some of us communities, some of us, we know this is what it is, because this is what has been taught. This is what has been told to us. Yet there's missing pieces still. There's missing pieces still. And we don't understand that there's missing pieces because we think we have it all figured out. But there's still missing pieces, right? It's interesting to think about. It really is. But what's more interesting is the fact that when you realize you're going throughout your life, you're living your life like everything is, it's great, it's grand, it's figured out, life is good. And then boom, some missing piece comes in that you never even realize existed. It's that form of thing, right? Here's an example. You marry someone that you are in love with. You guys get to know each other, create a family, and build, an empire, and life is grand. You're now in your 60s. You've been together for like years, right? And then all of a sudden, some other person comes in the mix, and it turns out it's a kid. It's a kid that you never knew that your partner had before you even got married, right? And I'm talking like either the male, you know, had sexual intercourse with somebody else and they had a kid, and that woman never said anything about, right? It's kind of like that, right? So it's you really got to think that life isn't always what it seems. Now, this is not for everybody, right? Not everybody experiences this, of course. This is more like a rare thing in a sense, but yet everything happens for a reason. And I say it's a rare thing because maybe it's a rare thing because to you it's a rare thing. To you, you've never experienced this, or you've never known anybody else to experience it, or it's not talked about enough, or it's not documented enough. You know, it's not going viral enough, so it's rare, right? And it's interesting. It's interesting because you see this every day. You see it every day, but you don't really see it every day. And what I mean by that is we think seeing is by the physical eye. Some of us may understand it more spiritually, but that's the thing. We all have a unique way of seeing things. We all have a unique perception. We all have our own perception. We all have a way of how we see the world. Right? Right. And what's so connected to all this is the energy, right? We don't see energy necessarily, but we hold on to this energy. We take, we give. It's just like exchange, right? So like with money is energy. We created the whole paper value, the fact that, you know, a certain celebrity is valuable based on what they do and all these other things, right? But that's when you have to really sit back and realize all of this has been created by us as human individuals, right? And so we sit here and we understand what we see in a sense, but we truly don't understand it, because with the whole money thing, it's like, yeah, I want more money so I can do this, do this, do this. But what we don't understand, that money is just paper. It's not valuable. It doesn't mean anything. We make it mean something though. But what it really is energy. So if you don't believe that you're worthy of money, or if you believe you're broke, if you believe all these evil things about money, then that's what money is to you. That's what you're gonna perceive. That's what you're gonna see about money. And then you're gonna view other people with money as evil or greedy or corrupt or doing something illegal. It's like, oh, but in reality, their perception is different of money, possibly. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's people in this world that don't use money for evil. Bad, right? You know? But you gotta understand the whole energy aspect of the world. One, we live on planet Earth. Planet Earth is beautiful, but it's supposedly a dense planet, so it's harder to live on, right? But yet we only know what we know about the planet because of what we've been taught, what we've been shown, channeled, whatever it may be, because we all get certain messages in a certain way. Doesn't mean we're right, doesn't mean we're wrong. It's just what it is. We see what we see because of what we've been given, what we've been shown. But that's just it. That doesn't make it necessarily it. And so the thing with the energy, with the material world, with life in general, it's all energy, it's all a perception. Whether you want to call it a stimulation, whether you want to call it, you know, an illusion, whether you want to call it, you know, whatever you want to call it. We all have a perception, an understanding, a way of it. But that's what's so powerful right there, is we can hold on to that power. We can understand it for how we understand it and utilize it for what we believe is true, what we believe is good, what we believe is the right way to utilize it. And I only say those words because that's what people understand. Well, I'm going to use the money this way, and this is the right way to use it. But we also have to remember, everything we do happens for a reason. Everything we invest in happens for a reason. How we create it. Even if we as individuals believe it's for the greater good, it doesn't mean necessarily it's going to help the greater good, right? And I know this is a lot to take in, because this is a lot for me sometimes, just to understand it for how I understand it. But it's so powerful that it's like, it's mind-blowing, and it's wild, and it's so many different words all at the same time. But hear me out, because remember your energy. We're all made up of energy. Even if you don't believe in energy, or don't believe in, a more spiritual aspect of it, right? You can still tap into a powerful way of becoming what you truly believe you want to become. Whether you're looking at other people's lives, right, and seeing a picture, a view, a perception of, oh, this would be nice to have. Oh, this would be nice to look like, be like, feel like. It's possible. That's just a connection, right? Just like we're a connection. You watching this video is a connection, right? It's the energy between it. It's telling you something. Well, if they're doing it, well, let me try and do it. But do it in your own way, right? Energy is powerful that way. And once you understand how energy works, whether you're looking at it with money, whether you're looking at it with just upgrading your life in general, it changes your mind to, or it can change your mind to have a different perception on life. Perspective, perception, right? And that's the power of energy. It's neither bad or good. It's how you utilize it. It's how you utilize your energy, the energy, what you entertain, what you plug yourself into, what you unplug yourself from. You are the creator. You are that energy. You can hold on to that energy. You can look at it as good. You can look at it as bad. And that's just you continuing to create that. That's you thriving on that energy, that magic, that source. Whether you call it divine, whether you call it evil, it's still energy. It's how you utilize it, and it's pretty wild, but what do I know? I'm just that ancient chick sharing wisdom and shit. Come on, Spirit. I don't want to talk no more.